Hello, everybody. It is Matt, and it is Scary Saturday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when I am here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review, so please keep that in mind. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box. I give you a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Today I gave you your brief synopsis, your starring cast, your director, runtime of the cut I am watching, along with a link for a trailer. And if you decide you can help support Matt's Movie Mania, and I gave you a link where you can toss me a couple of bucks if you decide to do that. And I would greatly appreciate that. Now, with all that said in mind and all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's it's a 2023 film. As far as I know, it has not come out yet, at least here stateside. I have not seen anything on it, at least as far as releases go. But that does not mean it will not be available. It will be available eventually here. So do check it out if you do get a chance. It is none other than the 2023 masterpiece known as Manhattan Zodiac 77. Wow. Directed by Hedwig Schreck. It is a German production set in New York City in 1977. It is about a veteran drunk cop who is basically just kind of going along with the ride. He is not necessarily as dedicated as his partner is, it feels as though. But he is definitely doing his best that he can through his intoxication to catch the Manhattan Zodiac. Played by the Manhattan Zodiac, superbly played by Henri Stuart, by the way. He did a fantastic job playing this poor, deranged individual who had a domineering mother who was an alcoholic, a bit of a slattern, as they would say. It looked like she was one of those get around type of gals, because she was dressed in very seductive garments for every scene that she was in. Granted, she was not a good looking woman by any means. Now, with all that said in mind, our killer goes around Manhattan killing various sex workers and dumping them off in the Times Square area. It is very gruesome, very graphic, and has lots of very fun gore gags that are involved in this film. The acting is very well done. Granted, there is a lot lost in translation, I feel, because it is a German production dubbed over in English to give it a more 70s grindhouse feel. Now, it does have one of the most superb 70s grindhouse feeling in a film that I've seen in a really long time. It has the degraded film stock. It has old footage of Times Square and Manhattan and all that stuff before Giuliani came in and ruined it all and changed it into a hip, thriving mecca of whatever it is now. It has old stock footage of an old football game being played between the Washington Redskins and I forget who the other team was, but it was awfully fun seeing some of this old stock footage chopped in throughout this film. I feel like they did a fantastic job bringing that 70s vibe back. I never once went and was looking at this and was thinking, oh my gosh, this was made in 2023. Why are they trying to make it look like it's 1977? No, I actually felt like I was watching a movie from that time era. That's how well of a job they did. The footage, like I said, is very grainy. It is degraded to the point to where it feels old. It feels run down and like it's been watched a million times and has been passed around the circuit. So it has a lot of extra panache going on for it, and I really enjoyed that. I feel like Hedwig did a fantastic job as a director for this film. There is nothing that I would say is bad about it. The acting, like I said, is good for what it is. It really hammers home an exploitation cinema classic, a modern day one. That's for sure. Now, as far as the Zodiac's victims go, he dismembers them in various ways, chopping off heads, chopping off other various body parts. It has a very strong feeling of William Lustig's Maniac, mixed with none other than the classic New York Ripper from Lucio Fulci. It has a lot going on for it. So if you like both of those films, you will enjoy Manhattan Zodiac 77. It runs at a perfect time of 56 minutes, in my opinion. It doesn't overrun its stay. It does exactly what it needs to do in such a short time. It is a short feature, but it is well worth the watch. Now, on to the three things I love my movies to meet. Audio is very interesting. It's muffled in a lot of places and hard to hear. I did have to rewind and replay a couple of spots just because I couldn't understand what was being said. I blame a little of that on the dubbing itself. Because some of it like I said, is probably lost in translation between German and into English. I imagine the translation is not quite the same. So you got that going on, so I'm going to give it a B plus on as far as audio. Now, as far as dialogue goes, granted, yes, there were problems with dialogue, but a huge but. It is intended to be that way because of the degradation of the film quality. So that's why I gave it the plus on the audio, the B plus. But on to dialogue. The dialogue, granted, like I said, I had problems in places where I had a hard time understanding what was being said. But after a quick rewatch, I was back in the loop. Now, I'm going to say that it has interesting dialogue written for it. It definitely feels like something that was written in the 70s. A lot of the dialogue is not what I would say hip and newish type dialogue. So it definitely has that old feel on that end as well. So I'm going to give it an A plus on dialogue. Now, where the real bread and butter and the winner of this film is in the editing. The editing is so good that it feels seamless in places. There are parts where it's edited together to where you never lose a chance of momentum. You never lose any pacing efforts in it. It constantly keeps a nice steady pace going. So you're never once going, oh gee, how much time is left in this? It is edited together very, very smooth. It is like a baby's bottom. It is so smooth. Now I'm going to give that an A plus. Now, on to my final score of 1 through 5. Is it going to get a 5? Not quite a 5, but it is going to get a 4.5 out of 5. It is a very good film. I feel like it is almost there. If it was maybe 20 minutes longer, had a little more of the backstory with the mother and our Zodiac, I think I would have probably given it that 5. But otherwise, I feel like this is a superb film, and I feel like you guys should run out, and if you get the opportunity, check out Manhattan Zodiac 77. It is well worth your watch. It is a home run out of the park. It is a touchdown. It is everything that you can need. Now, for all that said in mind, I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back on Monday with yet another review. I believe Monday is either Joe Sherlock or another We Massacre Productions. I can't remember what I have lined up. But either way, both of those are home runs as well. Tune in on Monday for yet another review. I'm going to get out of here now. I love your faces, and as always, peace.